Hey guys, it's your girl Sherry, and I want to welcome you to another episode of the Say That Sherry podcast. And with me on our studio on today, I have this phenomenal, gorgeous, talented, extraordinary superwoman by the name of Miss Jennifer.
I need to can I have that recording? I want to announce myself every time I walk in with your voice. The phenomenal, the excellent, the superwoman. Me?
Yes.
Hey girl.
Hey, boo.
How
How
are
you
you?
doing?
I'm good.
Yes, you're the
I'm
best
good.
co-host ever.
Thank you. I love
Ever.
you.
Okay, I love you too.
So
Hmm.
um
What?
I want to ask you a question.
You want to ask me a question?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
gonna well just to kind of start us out.
Okay.
Um
All right.
let's see. Have you ever texted the wrong group chat or the wrong person something that you didn't mean to text?
Yep.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Did you embarrass yourself or did you make somebody mad?
Both. Both.
Oh,
Something I absolutely did not mean to send, I sent to the wrong place. And it was like, "What you mean by that?" And I was like, "Wait, this was not the right person, and this was not the right
how do
response."
you walk it back?
You just don't respond.
Okay.
I don't know if you don't respond. Well, it was like, because see, when you try to clean it up, which I did try to clean it up, it just kind of made
It
it a
made
little
it
bit
worse.
worse because it was
Yeah.
like you said it and it was like,
You
yeah, I
can't walk that
did.
back.
So it was kind of like,
Yeah.
kind of got to fess up to it now. So it was kind of like, all right, well, listen, this is what I'm thinking. And that's
Mhm.
just the way I did it. But yeah, they still weren't happy, even though, because I
Did they
did.
ever try to talk to you about it later or did they just kind of let it go?
I mean, it was one of those things that was kind of like, how somebody keep throwing something in your face because they really ain't over it. It was like one of
Mhm.
those. And it was
Oh
like, but
wow.
you said, and I was like, I said I was sorry. I didn't mean to put it that way. But you
Right.
know how you think you checking somebody outside of the group chat? So I thought I had text this person on the side outside of the group chat, like this. And then it was like, I put it to the group chat though. And I was like, oh, I didn't mean to see
But now they have unsend.
yeah, they got
Isn't that
unsent.
glorious?
Yeah, it's glorious, but if a person see it before you can
I
unsend
know.
it, it's kind of
You
like,
stuck like Chuck.
I know you said it, and they be like, "No, I didn't. Where's the proof that I said
Right, right.
it?"
And it'll say, Sherry, unsent the
Unsent
message.
message.
I've done that before.
Yeah.
I have. I texted a mom something like there was the kids got into it about something, and thought I was texting my mom and my sister like, she thinks she's slick, blah 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 blah. And I texted it to the mom, and she didn't respond. And so I was like, yeah, I played it off like I was talking about my daughter.
Oh,
So she thought I was talking about my daughter.
daughter, yeah, that's how
But
you
she not
play.
gonna think that no more.
Listen, but it was a time though. Honestly, this is like seriously, I can't even joke. Like, no, seriously. So, like, I was on the way to go meet um one of my really good friends. So I consider her a sister or whatever
Mhm.
at the time. And she was asking me, she had asked me a question about something that we were about to go do. And she was in the process of getting married or whatever the
Mhm.
case may be. And so I had my opinion about certain stuff with this union or whatever the case may be. That's fine. So I'm on the phone, like I'm driving, but we're like texting or whatever, like while I'm driving. So first of all, I hate texting and driving in the
Mhm.
first place, but it was just like she was like coming for
That
me in a way, in it, or asking me stuff in a way, and we're texting. So mind you, I start talking out loud in the car, like, I can't believe she's upset with me for asking what I'm asking. So I just start rambling off like my thoughts.
and it
I
was
didn't know my
recorded.
phone picked it up and sent it. So she thought I was talking to somebody else in the car. And I'm like, I wasn't talking
Oh,
to nobody else in the car because I'm in the car by myself on my way to meet you. So ain't nobody here. So she got
right.
all mad and she just assumed I was in the car talking to somebody like about her. And I'm like, no, what I said was valid though. I meant what I said in that text. I didn't mean for her to get it though. Like, that I did not mean. I didn't mean for the phone to like record me and then hit send.
And
I did
that
not
is
mean for that to
like
happen.
technology is wild.
You know what I'm saying? So it recorded everything I was saying. It hit send, and she was like, "You talking about?" And I'm like, "No, I was talking about you, but I wasn't talking about you to somebody."
Mhm.
So like that happened too. Like, I don't know. sometimes things get you in trouble, and
Listen.
listen. But I still stand on my question was my
Your
question was
statement,
valid. It
yeah.
was valid. It was a valid. I had a valid
Did
perspective.
she get that?
What? That it was valid?
Yeah,
No,
of
she
course.
still. I mean, it was umpteen years later, and she was still whining about the comment that I said, and I was like, "Are you still whining? You like? Are you serious? You done got married, you done moved. Like, what are you talking about? Are you still
Mhm.
bringing this up?"
Right.
Like, and I'm like, and I still stand on the question to this
I
day.
got
Like,
you.
I still didn't retract my statement. Like, I didn't
Okay.
understand.
I got you.
It wasn't one of those things to me that, as your so-called sister and one of your good friends in your life,
Mhm.
I should have been able to ask you that, and it's not something that you took in a sense of I was trying to be smart or do something to you.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, been with you through the ups, downs, sticks, and thins. So, like, how in the world is it offensive for you for me to ask you, hey, yo, why him? You know what I'm saying? If somebody asks me, why am I marrying the man that I'm marrying? I got a response for that. I'm
Mhm.
not offended by the question. You got offended by that question. Like, how? How can you get offended by something like that? Like, that really ain't your friend. That's how I
Well, she
feel.
probably felt like that came from you having an opinion about him.
No, I didn't know him.
Mhm.
I didn't really know him that well. You feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
At the time, he's a great guy.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, great guy. She picked a great guy. All the things like they have a beautiful union. Everything there is fine. He's a great guy, but at the time, I really didn't
You
know
didn't know
him.
him.
She had been engaged before. And
Ah,
it didn't work out.
okay.
So my thing was just to protect her. I was like, hey, yo, have you thought this through? Like, tell me why this guy. Tell me why is he the one for you?
So your phone had hit the microphone
Yep.
and it was
Talking because
text.
because when she got mad that I had asked her that question the other night at dinner, and I was on the way to meet her at the bridal store, and she went to telling me how like that comment upset her, and
Mm.
I'm like, how the heck are you are you serious? So like I'm going off, y'all. I'm on the thing like I can't believe she tripping about
Oh,
this,
okay.
and it picked all of that up.
So she was tripping some more.
Yup, yup, yup. Put me out the wedding. You know what I'm saying?
You got put out the wedding?
I did. I got put back in, but I got put out. I got put out the wedding. She was like, I'm coming to get my dress from your house. I don't even want you storing my dress no more. I was like,
Oh
all
my
right. You know what I'm
God.
saying? Put my kid out.
Dang.
We got put back in. We made up. But it was a point. I did
Yeah.
get put out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Been put out a
Okay.
better. No, just kidding. Just kidding. I'm
Okay.
joking. I'm joking.
Okay. So let's talk about since we're talking about friendships, let's talk about um friendships of the opposite sex. Do you think it's okay for your husband to have like a best friend or some really, really close friends of the opposite sex?
I'm his only best friend. No,
I know. I know.
no, but I am my husband's best friend. And
Did he tell you that? He said, "You my best friend, baby."
I'm his best friend. Ask him if I'm his best friend. Yes. And he my best friend. Listen, you can have friends of the opposite
You
sex.
can?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
It has to be boundaries in there, but ultimately, your best friend should be your spouse. It
Okay.
should be your partner. That
Okay.
should be your best friend.
Mhm.
It's one thing to say you got a friend of the opposite sex or a close friend opposite sex, but the title best friend, that should be reserved for your
Mhm.
spouse. That should be
Mhm.
reserved for your significant other.
Okay.
Because who else gonna know you better than the person that sleeping next to you? That you got to share your experiences with in life. You got to share finances with. Y'all going through ups and downs. Because think about it. Anybody outside of your house, you only telling them so much anyway. At least you should be.
Right.
They shouldn't be knowing everything about y'all know how.
Okay.
Right. So therefore, how can you truly be my best friend when you don't know me at my worst? When you
Mhm.
don't know the things that I can't let leave my front door.
Mhm.
You feel what I'm saying? And the way best friends is cut nowadays, you got to be real careful what goes outside your house, what goes outside what y'all two are believing and touching and agreeing on. You know what I'm saying? So you can't, it's not the same thing. People used to really be down for one another. They used to really be and have each other's back. It's so much backbiting and two-facing and backstabbing and stuff nowadays. Like, nah, man, my best friend gotta be my husband.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That's like the person I gotta go through because he know me at my best, he know me at my worst.
Mhm.
Period.
Okay, so let's talk about just friendships then. Like how do how should married people navigate friendships with the opposite sex? Do you include your partner? Like,
They gotta be.
can you go to lunch with them?
Yeah, if I know who they are, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, okay, so let me explain this. Most people will tell you no because there's insecurity, there's trust issues, there's everything like that. I don't typically roll that way. I trust my husband. I honestly and earnestly do trust my husband. I have no reason to not trust him on anything. And you have to understand, he has to meet with clients and do business with the opposite sex all the time,
Mhm.
right? So how am I going to look if it's like you can't go meet a client, or you can't go be around this person or something, like that.
Mhm.
That's just like if my husband had to come to your house to do something, right?
Mhm.
And your husband not home, but he's going by there. That's like me saying, well, you can't go there without me. It's Jen. Like, what do you mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a family friend to us now.
Mhm.
So I think that anytime if I have a male good friend, he has a female good friend. As long as they know the spouse and they know the boundaries, and there's certain things that's set, and you understand that it's still a level of respect that you keep there, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
According to Steve Harvey, no, you absolutely cannot have people of the
He
opposite
says that
sex. Steve Harvey always says that. He says, no, it can't happen.
Oh.
I beg to differ. I've seen people have people of the opposite sex be their friends, and that friend becomes a family friend.
Right.
And she becomes just as much as his friend as her friend, or his friend, you know
Mhm.
what I mean? Vice versa.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it can happen. It's just, again, what works for y'all relationship,
Mhm.
and the communication gotta be there. Now, low key, if she seemed like one of them females that really low key want to bump you off,
I was just about to ask that. So, what
ask
do you
me, ask
so
me.
what do you think about, or have you ever experienced a friendship?
Yes.
Okay. Now let me finish the question
Mhm.
now. Have
Finish the
you
question. Finish the
have
question.
you experienced a friend of your husband kind of overstepping their boundaries?
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I had to annihilate a whole pretty bunch of people. You understand? I'm saying, listen,
Knock them
listen.
off.
I don't,
Get them out of here.
listen, I done
Okay.
told y'all who I am.
So how do you address that?
Huh?
How do you address that?
Head on.
Head on.
Head on.
You talking about nuck if you butt head, or we talking about
If it
let's sit
come
down
down
and talk
to,
about
if
it?
it come down to these hands, no, no, but you be directing your position. And you let him know, and you let her know. Like, I see you, I see what time it is, and let me
Mhm.
tell you what's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, sometimes it comes down to, hey, this person can't come around no more. She don't know her boundaries. She don't understand what I'm uncomfortable with.
Right.
And I don't like it, pretty much. But let me give y'all the real secret. Tell you the truth.
Mhm.
You really, when you get people like this, you really don't have to say nothing.
Right.
If you really pray about it and be like, God, get her out the way.
They
Because
reveal themselves.
they reveal themselves, and then they cut up, and them two will fall out, and then you ain't got to say nothing to do nothing to nobody.
Mhm.
I'm just saying, like, listen, if you ask for the protection, only put people in our life that's here for our
Mean us
growth, our
well.
development, our production, that means us well, that prays for us,
Mhm.
that's on our team. Take anybody out of our life that is here to destroy, divide, and destruct, bring destruction to our
Mhm.
marriage. If you pray that, these people will uproot themselves.
Yeah, they will.
You'll be surprised
I
how
agree.
quick they gone and
Mhm.
out the way. You'll be like, oh, what happened to Amy? Where
Mhm.
did Amy go? And he'd be like, man, Amy started tripping. Oh, did Amy tripping? What Amy tripping about?
Right.
And you be shocked. You be
Prayers
like, you
answered.
make sure you practice your faces though. So when it happens,
Do it. Let me see.
yeah, oh, Amy, shit,
I don't believe your
yeah.
shocked
Then
face.
he'd be like, you liked Amy? I'm like, I mean, I did. She was nice. I mean,
Mm.
she can't, she
Mhm.
was cool. Like,
Right.
I didn't really get
Oh,
to know
oh
her that
no,
long.
Amy.
I'm like, Amy, for real? And I'm just using the name Amy. I'm not saying
Right.
anybody in particular, but yeah, I'm just saying, but yeah, like that's how I actually got rid of a whole lot of people.
Yeah. Have
Yeah,
you ever had
because I went to him for some folks and was like, hey, these people don't really mean you well. You do know that, right?
Mhm.
And at the time, he was all like, nah, this person cool, that person cool. No, it ain't like that. She ain't like that. He ain't like that. They cool. And I was like, all right, then.
We see more than
Cool.
they see sometimes.
For sure.
Yeah.
So you know what? I didn't press the issue.
Mhm.
I didn't say anything. I didn't make a stink about it. I didn't blow up the spot. I went in there chitty chitty bang bang. I didn't say nothing. I just said, okay, I've already told him what I saw, and I said it in a real cool, polite way. So I wasn't all in like, they not no good for you. Like, no,
Right.
don't do that.
Mhm.
Don't do that. What I'm saying is sit them down and say, hey, I see some things with your friends that I kind of question. I it don't make that much sense to me. Y'all been cool longer than I've been around. So you just tell me how this works. Because a lot of times when your husband have female friends or you
They've
have a
been
male friend,
around a while.
they've been around a while. This somebody you done known from high school,
Right,
you
yeah.
done grew up with, whatever. It's not just some chick he meet at the grocery store talking about something. This is my new best friend. No, you put her out. Okay, she shouldn't even come home. We gonna be. That's when you get nuck if you book. Like we ain't got no we ain't got no friends. What you
Right.
saying? So typically, when you have this, these are people that they've known for years, right? These are people that's been around in their circle. So as like I said, y'all sharing everything together. As you becoming my best friend and me becoming protective of you,
That's our friend or
that-
not.
right, that's our friend. But I'm saying as my husband becoming my best friend,
Yeah.
and I'm being
Okay, I got
protective of
you.
him is
Right.
what I'm saying. So then I have to be like, okay, let me discern this situation. Let me figure this out. So in that, come to him and say, hey, I don't think this is right. And he'll be like, no, it's cool.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, oh, okay. And then I just wait. And then I go pray about it and I say, okay, Lord, I'm not getting a good feeling. And I'm typically right when you give me these type of feelings. Amen. And he'd be like, okay. And then sure enough, I just wait. And that thing just acts a whole fool. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all a quick story. Then I'm about to get out of here. Quick story. This is a true story. This is what happened. So I was looking for a assistant at the time, right? To help out at the office. And this particular assistant, because we got a couple people that assist us that work in our office, but this particular one was going to be more working with me than anybody else. So a young lady that my husband knew from back in the day, she used to date his homeboy, right? So she had hit him up or whatever, and she was looking for a job, this, that, and the other. So he was like, oh, you know what? My wife needed an assistant to help her with the property management stuff, this, that, and the other. You could come on and be the assistant. So, okay. So, I didn't, she was already at the office. I come up the stairs to go meet her and everything else. And so I meet this girl and I'm like, oh, hey, how you doing? And she's like, oh my God, you're his wife? And I'm like, yeah. But she's kind of taken aback by me. And she just was like, you're so pretty and this and that. And I was like, well, thank you. You know what I'm saying? What she said to my husband as I was coming up the stairs was, she looks like a Barbie doll. This is what she says to him. So now the reason why I'm telling you these things is because you got to understand the context around what somebody is saying. So she started out okay or whatever, but she had issues doing stuff I asked her to do, stuff like that on the job. But when he come in, she responds differently to him. And I was like, hey, I think she has a bit of a crush on you. And he was like, nah, she don't. You know what I'm saying? That was my homeboy's ex-girlfriend. I was like, yeah.
That Barbie doll comment would have had me. She wouldn't have got that
I
job.
was like, well, I didn't know at the time. I didn't hear. He didn't tell me till later. And I was like, oh, but she's in my face. She's like, she's so pretty. Oh my God, oh my God, it was like, Leonard, she's, this, that, and the third. So I was like, oh, okay. That girl worked for us probably about maybe 3 weeks. By the third week, baby, we had to sit her down in the conference room because her attitude with me had become very blatant. Like it was
in 3 weeks.
It was bold. She couldn't hold it. You got to understand the spirit she operating in,
okay.
right? So she couldn't hold it together, and she sat there in that conference room, and we're like, well, what's the problem? We're not really understanding. Like, I know you, Leonard. You my boy. You my friend. I don't know her. I said, oh. I said, first off,
she said,
that's
I
my
don't
friend.
know her.
I don't know her. I don't know her. And so Leonard was like, whoa. She was like, you my good friend. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, no, my wife is my only good friend. Like, let me get this clear for you. Yeah, it was lines really blurred. So
Okay.
It has happened. It
Mhm.
has happened when people come on with the wrong intentions. Is all I'm saying.
At least it didn't get
So
stuck if you buck.
no, I didn't get the nugget if you buck because I was like, you better handle this because you
Mhm.
know where I come from. And he was
Mhm.
like, let me get this together. He was like, let me go and get your hat, your coat, escort you out this door. We gonna holler at you later. He knew what time it was.
So it can happen. Friendships can happen so long as there are boundaries.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think friendships could happen so long as there are boundaries and
But
that
your best friend,
you're not spending more time with them than you do your own spouse.
right? And your best friend is your spouse.
Your best friend has to be your
Gotcha.
spouse.
Well, thank you.
Has to be your spouse. Got to be.
Thank you.
Got to be on all fronts. Was that good for y'all? Are you done?
You know, I feel fulfilled.
You feel fulfilled?
Mhm,
You're good?
mhm. Thank
Okay.
you. Mhm.
Your husband got a best friend?
No, me.
Amen. See, I
Me.
got you. All right, y'all. That
Me.
is our show for the day. We are so glad that you guys were able to join us on today. We pray that you guys stay prosperous and blessed in all your endeavors. Make sure you love on somebody on this week, and we will see you next time. We love y'all. Peace.